What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS 3 Raw TV. Today we're here to talk about something that I think is fucking fantastic. And J-Lo, you will never see this, but I give you more than one. I give it 2 thumbs up. I got my phone in my hand. We got 2 thumbs up for you, J-Lo. Now, I just posted a picture the other day of J-Lo, and I said, can somebody explain to me why the fuck J-Lo keeps getting better and better over time? She looks better. She looks healthier. She looks more fit. She looks happier over time. And people, they say, well, Botox, Jerry, and this and that. That may be true. She may be on Botox, do these certain things that I don't know much about because I don't do Botox and shit like that. But we know that she eats right. She eats really well. She exercises. She takes fucking care of herself, which most of the people in America do not do that, right? So that's why their bodies don't look the same. Their skin doesn't look the same. Their faces don't look the same, etc. Now, today I saw something that really caught me off guard. It was on an Instagram. I follow a couple of dietitians, and I follow them for laughs. I honestly follow them for laughs because some of the shit that they say, like, you don't need more than 40 grams of fucking protein a day. And, I'm like, for who? A fucking 8-year-old? Like, Jesus, like, don't fucking tell me 40 grams of protein is going to sustain a fucking 210-pound fucking physique. It doesn't work that way. But anyways, so I was reading this thing, and she was talking about how the J-Lo challenge, the Jennifer Lopez challenge, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, don't tell me J-Lo's eating Tide Pods and shit, right? Or setting herself on fire with fucking rubbing alcohol in the shower. What the fuck is J-Lo doing, right? J-Lo asked people to cut out carbohydrates and sugar, specifically sugar, for 10 days. That is the Jennifer Lopez challenge. And J-Lo knows that it's so fucking hard to do because people are so I don't care. I don't want to hear none of this shit about demonizing foods. Listen, most of the people in America are fucking fat, okay? And the reason that they're fucking fat, whether you like it or not, they consume too many calories. You think if shit tasted like fucking fiber or just fucking plain oatmeal that people will be over consuming shit? No, they're over consuming it because it tastes good with all the fucking sugars and salt and fucking bullshit that they put in the foods. So don't even get me started about it's overeating calories. Why do you think they're overeating calories? They can't stop. Is their brain gets that fucking sweetness, the sugar. It gets the combinations of sugar and salt, which have a drug-like effect. If you don't believe me, get fucked. I don't give a shit because it doesn't matter what you think. The reality is everybody's fucking fat out there. So many people have a hard time giving up any foods, and I think this is great. If you can't give up a food for 10 days, you have a problem. Whether you admit it or not doesn't fucking matter. Just because you don't believe it doesn't make it real. Literally, if somebody said, Jerry, you can't drink water, you have to drink fucking tea. Okay, I'll drink tea. I don't even like tea, but I can drink tea. Why? Because I'm not addicted to water. But when I gave up Diet Coke, I had a very hard time doing that. There was something that Diet Coke was doing to my brain that made me crave it and not want to give it up. And I understood that that is a problem, all right? I do not need a half a gallon to a gallon of Diet Coke in my body every day because that's all I drink. So therefore, I cut out the Diet Coke. I haven't had fucking Diet Coke in years. Literally, it's only water I drink. So J-Lo asks people to cut out the 10 day fucking challenge or whatever it is. And one of the people that took her up on this was Carson Daly. Now, for Christ's sakes, this is the attitude, this is the mindset, this is the problem why people are fucking fat. This is the problem why people have a hard time with anything because they do not fucking stick to their commitments. Now, Carson Daly, not a fat guy. He's kind of skinny fat. He's got a little bit of body fat on him. He's not a big guy. But Carson Daly decides he's going to give this thing a shot. He didn't get through the weekend. He didn't even get through 2 days before he went off of it. And he said, well, I don't really eat a lot of carbohydrates, so I didn't think it would be that hard. Carson Daly probably doesn't track his fucking macros and didn't realize he was eating more carbs than he thought he was. Either that, or he doesn't realize, as he's cutting out these fucking carbohydrates, that his brain is looking for some other source of fuel. Therefore, it starts to freak out a little bit. Now, if Carson Daly had half a fucking brain, he would look it up and say, what am I feeling? What is going on? That's your body trying to break into ketosis when you cut out carbohydrates. That will pass and you will feel okay. He just quit. And I said, you know what? That really just goes, that is the attitude, that is the way that people cope with things nowadays. They quit. If they don't like what's happening, they quit. They don't think about what's best for them, long-term what might be good for them. They don't think that, wow, if I'm having a hard time doing this, why is that? Am I really addicted to carbs? Am I addicted to sugar? Am I having a problem? They don't even think, they just go, it's not a big deal. I don't want, it's for J-Lo, it's not for me. And it's like, look, you fucking people out there that are too fat should be learning how to cut sugars out of your diet because that's what's keeping you overeating. You're not even realizing, Carson Daly, I don't think he has a fucking clue, but as you eat sugar, whether you realize it or not, you can eat proteins and fats that will slow down the digestion of sugar a little bit. But it is not going to slow down sugar to the point where you will not have a very large insulin secretion. It's not going to happen. Most people eat fucking carbohydrates by themselves. They're not even eating a balanced diet. A lot of people that have these problems are eating just a bowl of pasta or a bowl of oatmeal or a bowl of cereal without fucking, they'll have a little bit of milk in there, but it's not enough to cause the digestion to change that much. Therefore, you get this big spike of insulin. What happens when you get a big spike of insulin? Most of the time, it's not just, oh, it puts it in the muscles and the liver. That's what these dietitians are writing. These are not fucking athletes. These fucking people's liver and muscles are full of fucking glycogen because they're hoarding all this food. That shit gets pushed directly into fat cells. The insulin levels go up, it goes into their fat cells. And now what happens is their insulin levels drop, which makes them very fucking hungry. It tells them to eat more fucking food. So they're eating this sugar and carbohydrate-laden diet, no balance to it whatsoever. And they're fucking having these highs and lows that are keeping them eating more nonstop. People are not even fucking paying attention to this. They just go, well, you know, carbohydrates are a source of fuel for your brain, and they're good for you, and you shouldn't have to cut them out. You don't need to cut them out. I was like, dude, you're 50% body fat. You need to do something. You people keep doing, and these dietitians too. You dietitians, licensed dietitians and nutritionists make me fucking sick. I'm going to call it as I see it right now. You guys have a 95% failure rate long-term with your clients. Why? Because you don't give a fuck as to what's really going on. You go by the books and your balance shit. Newsflash, balance changes every fucking day. Depending on what that person does, that balance changes with their life, including how they eat. So you can't tell people this is the way to do it and this is what the RDA. No, it's an individual. So these people are actually out there telling people not to cut their carbs, to eat the carbs, in which if they were active, if they didn't have high body fat, if they're combining their carbs with proteins and fats, it's a completely different ball game. But that's not the information that's being fed to everybody. What's being fed is eat all the carbohydrates you want. They're good for you. I can't tell you how many times people say, well, I eat a lot of carbohydrates. They're good for energy. Energy, you sit on the fucking couch all day. You're 45% fucking body fat. You don't even like going to get the mail or do the fucking laundry because you get too tired. Don't tell me about how you need fucking energy. You have so much energy on your body stored that you could not eat for fucking 6 months and be fine. But no, you're out there listening to these people like Carson Daly. Carson Daly is a fucking quitter. He's not a fat guy, but he quit. If you want to be the type of person that doesn't see through your commitments, by all means, fucking be that person. But me, I got on stage so many times where I should not have because I wasn't in the shape I needed to be competitive. But I got on that fucking stage and people would say to me, Jerry, why don't you just pull out of the show? I'm like, I made a fucking commitment. I'm going to see this commitment through. To me, that commitment is more important than whether or not I was going to win that fucking show. Carson Daly took on the challenge. He's a celebrity. He took on J-Lo, who's his friend's challenge, and quit after 2 days. He could have just toughed it out for fucking 10 days. It wouldn't have killed him. He would have seen what it was all about, and he could have reported back. Instead, he fucking failed at it. So now we don't even have celebrities that are able to do it because they fucking quit. Because, God forbid, they don't fucking eat their carbohydrates. They can't fucking take it. Meanwhile, I guarantee Carson Daly wasn't feeling that bad. But he was probably at a fucking event and felt like eating some hors d'oeuvres or some shit and just decided to eat it and say, fuck it. Like, that's how it works. I can't even stress to you guys enough how people have a lack of commitment. They don't follow through, and then they make up every fucking excuse in the book. Why not say, I didn't want to do it, it was too fucking uncomfortable, I think this is fucking stupid. Don't make up any excuse about how you didn't feel good, you couldn't get through it. Just say basically like, look, I'm addicted to fucking carbohydrates. I was at an event and I wanted to eat and I felt stupid in front of other people if I didn't eat it to tell them I'm on this weird diet. So I did it. I folded to peer pressure. Tell them the fucking truth. Don't come up with any kind of bullshit fucking lines. You couldn't stick to it. It makes me fucking sick. Here's the deal, guys. Carbohydrates are a fuel source. They get stored in the muscles and the liver for later use. However, you are not athletes, or the people watching this are, but the people bitching about this stuff that can't do it are not athletes. They don't need carbohydrates in their diet fucking from sugar, from cereals, from any of that shit. They don't need it. They have hormonal problems due to the food. I've been talking about hormonal response to food for years on YouTube. And nobody is talking about, well, some people understand that insulin rises, but they're not talking about these people that fucking don't train, are not in shape, that their insulin sensitivity is different. And their bodies store body fat like it's their fucking job. It's not burning those carbohydrates for energy. Why do you think they're so fucking fat? Like, you guys gotta get a fucking clue, get a grip. You look at J-Lo. Look, I love J-Lo. Like, I would love to fucking sit down with J-Lo and pick her brain about what she does because she's older than me. She looks fucking fantastic. And I'm telling you, people could say like surgery and liposuction. Listen, J-Lo has always been in shape. That fucking girl has been in shape since she was one of the goddamn fly girls on In Living Color. She's always in shape. She's never out of shape. She gets a little bit thick, but she's getting more strict with her diet and stuff as she gets older. Madonna was the same way. She was always in fucking shape. It wasn't about liposuction or people, oh, she's on growth hormone. She might be now, she's fucking 60 years old. But Madonna was always in shape because she fucking, well, she probably smoked cigarettes and did cocaine. But regardless, she took care, well, she didn't take care of herself. But you guys get what I'm saying. She wasn't overeating, right? But No, don't follow the celebrities that are actually out there telling you what to do. J-Lo cut her carbs down. She probably, more than likely, is a little bit carbohydrate sensitive. And what that means is her body reacts to carbohydrates hormonally a little bit different than others, and it stores them for fat. When we saw her very thick in the past, she wasn't sitting around fucking eating tequila and fucking sticks of butter. She was probably having more carbohydrates than her body could tolerate, and they stored them as fat. She figured it out, and she's lean. She's got fucking abs at like 50 years old. How many people at 25, there are girls right now at 25 years old who would die to look like J-Lo, but to give up carbohydrates from 10 days, they won't do it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I hope more people take this challenge and they take it seriously and realize that J-Lo's speaking the truth. This is what fucking you do. To get fucking lean, you may have to cut carbs. To get lean, you may have to cut fat. To get lean, you may have to do cardio. But all these fucking people out there, these dietitians, these registered fucking nutritionists, thise fucking IIF-whammers, listen to me. They're telling you what you want to hear. They're going to take your money. They're going to get you to follow them because now their following goes up and they can use that to sell to other places as advertising so they can sell you shit from the other companies. It's all a fucking scam. The truth of the matter is, pay attention. Obesity has been solved. We solved obesity. There is no obesity problem. You know why? Because back in 1945, well, when was the Mr. Olympia? 56. But by like 1945, 1950, when bodybuilding was becoming a thing and the Weeders started having competitions, bodybuilders got in shape. And we watch every year from 1945 to 2019. Every year I have watched competitors drop 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, even more pounds in anywhere from 3 to 6 months to get on stage. And they may not win, they may not be super shredded, but guess what? They went from being obese to fucking lean. And they did it without fucking having to kill themselves. They can sustain that if they wanted to, because they didn't get super lean, so they're not going crazy on it. But the bottom line is, if these bodybuilders, you got bodybuilders, bikini competitors, figure competitors, all of them lose tons of fucking, some of them lose a little bit of weight, but you get the point I'm saying. There are people out there that lose tons of weight by following these bodybuilding routines, these bodybuilding eating plans, and how their bodies fucking change. They have solved. Even the most obese person we saw out there can lose 30 pounds in 3 months to get on stage if they want to and place dead last. But they still lost 30 pounds. That's the shit that people are bitching about and complaining about, saying it's impossible to lose weight. Their genetics are fucked. They're this, they're that. No. They're not fucking doing the right things. They're not being consistent. They're not taking on the commitment to get better themselves and seeing it through and following it through. They quit like Carson Daly does. They get in 2 days into it, 3 days into it. This is hard, and they stop. Wasn't for me. I didn't feel good. All this bullshit. It's like, yeah, but you're 45% body fat. You're on 5 different medications. You'll be dead by 40. So either you're going to stop eating all that fucking cereal and bullshit sugars and complaining and making shit up just so you can keep eating it, because that's what part of addiction is. Rationalizing, making shit up so you can keep going, doing your fucking thing that's fueling your addiction. Instead of stopping all that and saying, you know what? I think that if I change my lifestyle, I could live longer, be healthier, and feel better. They continue to fucking just eat the shit, be unhealthy, and have these fucking problems. There wouldn't be a reason to hire a personal trainer. There wouldn't be a reason to hire a dietitian, a nutritionist. There wouldn't be a reason to join the gym if everybody wasn't all so fucking out of shape. There wouldn't be a giant fucking industry that is geared. There wouldn't be the medications that we have. There wouldn't be any of this shit if people just ate right, trained, did their cardio, and tried to live an overall healthy lifestyle and stopped listening to these assholes about the shit that you can just put in your body. Just because you can put 300 grams of table sugar in your body in a day does not mean that you should put 300 grams of sugar in your body a day. You're not even paying attention. If people think that, you know, for Christ's sakes, they don't think that hormonal responsive food is real, your insulin levels go up. What happens when insulin desensitization happens? You start to have type 2 diabetes. Your pancreas starts pushing out more insulin and starts pushing out less insulin, not enough to cover the food. You have to go on glucophage, glipizide. Now your thyroid starts to change. Insulin, growth hormone, and thyroid work very closely together. You now have 3 hormones in your body that are out of fucking whack because you've been shoving so much sugar and bullshit in your body that you fucking don't realize what's going on. So in closing, guys, I think the 10-day challenge for Jennifer Lopez is fucking awesome. I think that everybody should give it a fucking shot if you've never cut your carbs out. And I'm not saying go keto for the rest of your life, but at least know what to do to control your body when you need to control it. Keto, carb cutting, carb cycling, all these things. They're tools. They're tools in a toolbox that when you open that toolbox to get a tool that you need, you know which one to take because you fucking have done it before and you know what it does. You know how to apply that tool to what you're doing. Without those fucking tools, you know what you are? A 45% body fat motherfucker sitting on the couch doing nothing, waiting for that heart attack or stroke to come, complaining about how you're always so fucking tired and your joints hurt. Yeah, sounds like a fucking awesome life to me. Anyways, BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. BioStraining.com is a blog. It's a 10-day challenge. We love you, J-Lo, and we are out.